the field and hit somebody?
So again,
I said, how often are you to get on the field, hit somebody? You've been off the field for a long time.
it's been a while. I'm excited. I'm ready. There's a lot of hard work and put into it. And just ready. I'm ready.
How good would that first hit feel?
I hope it feels good on my part. so I hope it's going to be a good feeling, you know. But we do a little contact in the warm-ups and all that before, so, you know, you kind of get your juices flowing and you get good vibe, you know, and everything. So it's going to be pretty good.
How much have you missed it?
A lot. It was devastating, you know, to go down and two back-to-back seasons and, you know, to miss all of last year. Kind of year I had last year, but you know, I know I was still a part of it. You know, my brother's out there playing, so I was still excited and into it as much as I can. I was actually passing out water on the sideline, but I don't have to do that again. So it was good. It was good.
You watched the way Arkansas kind of just ran down the field that first drive, and really that first half last year. What do you think you can provide inside to maybe stop that from happening again?
Well, you know, the only thing, my job is to, you know, try to do my job 100%. And Arkansas, just watching the film from last year, and with other teams, you know, I mean, it was close. It was close. They almost had a lot of teams, and you know, they went through a season that we just went through just 2 seasons ago. You know, just that 3-9 season and coming out and redeeming themselves and all that stuff. So, you know, looking up front, the guys I'm going to be going up against, I mean, it's a talented group. You know, I really do feel like they got that tough, hard-nosed football, go all day mentality. And the quarterback was kind of banked up last year, and so you know we're going to see his best, you know, this year and everything. So you know, I really do believe that, you know, I've been hearing a lot of people saying you should do this or we should do that, but you know, if you watch the film last year, it should be a pretty good ball game.
Is this a good test for your guys' run defense, just right off the bat? You get a team that likes to run it this much?
I mean, right off the back is the SEC play, so I mean, it's a good test. Anytime you're coming off the back and you've got an SEC opponent, and which, you know, with the rivalry of us and Arkansas anyways, has always been nut cutters, you know, few plays here and there to determine the whole game. So it's going to be a test from both parts, with both teams.
Jeff, I talk about your defensive front as a whole. You got an awful lot of veterans and a lot of big young guys up there. How does this compare to other ones you've been on since you've been here?
Well, you know, since they always call me the old man, so I've not seen a lot of defensive fronts. But this is a group. This is a group with a lot of potential. You know, just got to play itself out. I think we got a lot of potential to do something special. But like today, Tuesday, you know, one of them hump days for us, and we just got to get out here and just keep grinding. And I think for the most part, you know, it could be pretty special.
You mentioned this being a rivalry. How much do you think last year added to it a little bit more, just from the standpoint of Coach Beal and Arkansas taking a stance against hurry-up offenses and things of that sort?
I stay out of that. I'm gonna leave that to Coach.
You surely hear it. What was it like on the field last? Or you didn't know, but what was it like talking to some of your teammates, you know, on the sideline going to that game?
We really didn't pay too much attention, you know, about the hurry up and no huddle and all that stuff. Just play the ball game.
Jeff, how much different does this defense feel? Even though you didn't get a chance to play in it a lot, having a second year in a defense now and knowing the scheme and knowing being more comfortable, how much has that helped you guys in preseason?
Oh, a lot. I mean, you know, adjusting and understanding, you know, keys to watch for, this and that, just as a defensive whole. I mean, it's night and day, you know. Which what it should be, the second year to a system. So I think it's been good.
What's your take on this Rhino package with, you know, Gabe and even Montrevious working that game a little bit this past week? You know, Gabe earlier in the sprint called it a Rhino package. Just a big all defensive tackle line. What's your thought on it?
It's good. You know, they're a couple of steps faster than me, so that's why they out there. I was trying to tell Coach G, give me a hint, you know, throw me out there as well, but it's good. It's been a good deal. We've been messing around with some stuff, so we got the athleticism, Dave and traders, they have the athleticism to play inside and outside, so it's just a guy good for them.
Jeff, obviously you want to return no matter who it's against, but not just because it's an SEC game, but it's a team that's going to run as much as this team does, as much power and as physical play as this game is. Is this kind of almost like a tailor-made setting for you to come back in for one stop?
Well, I love it. I love the contact. You know, I mean, I always say for any defense, true defensive lineman, you know, I mean, the reason why you fell in love with the game is because it's contact sport. So, I love, you know, this kind of ball game. So, it's going to be good. It's going to be good for me to come back and set it off with a game like this. And like I said, they are a hard-nosed football team, man. I mean, they stick with what they believe in. They're gonna, you know, try to force it in.
Jim, how are you feeling physically? I know even when you last played, you weren't 100% all the time. So you feel like you did when you were younger?
Yes, I feel like I did when I was younger, but I feel great. I feel great. With Dave and Clark and the whole staff down in the training room, they have done an outstanding job with me, and I really do feel great.
What do you think out of Angelo? I mean, the guy that stepped up and earned a starting spot. What have you seen out of Bryson?
I mean, Angelo, he's always been a hard worker, but you can tell, you know, as you can see him grow and different and mature and all that stuff. He is one of the guys I look to, you know, coming out there, understand that he's going to be ready. They're locked and loaded, so he's doing a great job.
Jeff, you and Ladarius Owens are both fifth-year guys. Why do you think people don't accuse him of being old as often as they do you?
I don't know. I guess my grandmother used to always tell me, she said I had a soul like my granddad, so I guess it's, you know, it's just, she said I had an old soul, so I would be the one that's sitting around the coffee table and listen to all the stories while everybody else in the family out shooting basketball. So I grew up around my grandma and granddad a lot, and my grandparents, and so I guess people take to that some stuff I do and some stuff I don't do that my teammates just look at me as weird.
What do you think to see Sean Coleman in the situation he's in, and after what he's always been through, and he's now starting on tackle? He does.
It's a blessing. It is a blessing. It is a miracle. It is all the above. I mean, I am proud of him. He told me the other day, I said, man, how you feeling? I said, man, it's been a while for me too. And he just said, hey man, we just gonna live. And I thought that was powerful. That was a powerful message. You know, just live. Just go out there, play the game, go to practice, go to school, just live life, because, you know, it was getting to a point that we was scared, you know, that we thought he wasn't gonna be here at one point. And to see him, you know, the success that he's doing, I mean, it's overwhelming.
One more.
Jeff, because you are an old fart.
Just throw it out there.
You've seen a lot, and to see the coach come down on the so-called starting quarterback, to see that, what does that indicate? What does that show, and what does that tell the rest of the team that we don't put up with anything?
Right. That's what it says. We're not going to put up with anything. We understand that he made a mistake, but the team is 100% behind him, and we understand that he made a mistake. But I think, Coach, that was huge. You know, not just being around and the leadership. Like I said, Coach Malzahn is the ultimate leader of this whole team because he is the head coach, and he made that decision. We went with him, and at the same time, we still stuck with Nick. At the same time, still stuck with Jeremy. We feel like we in a win-win situation.
Jeff, when you get your marching orders from Coach Garner from game to game, are your responsibilities different going against a team like Arkansas versus last year when you had to be prepared for a team that's going to throw it maybe 60 or 70 times?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you know, Arkansas, I mean, they're a powerful running team. You know what I mean? So, of course, you want to stop throwing up and all that. But Coach G and the coaches, they do a great job of the game plan, and whatever they say is good. So.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.